This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The New Providence power woes continue. More areas affected by outages yesterday, including the Supreme Court, which had to shut down because of blackout. And Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper dismissive of F&M's concerns on the National Investment Fund. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning in business, we're talking with the Bahamian Contractors Association. They are going to tell us about their certification course for contractors and more. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, a power outage shut down operations in most of the Supreme Courts in New Providence. While the main Supreme Court building through Bank Lane had power, courts located in the Swift Justice Building and Ansbacher House did not yesterday. The Supreme Court Registry, which processes bail, and the Industrial Tribunal were also affected by the outage. Although the main Supreme Court had power, the lack of power also affected proceedings once prisoners were in custody, as the cell block at the Central Police Station was not accepting prisoners because there was neither light nor water. As a result, lawyers were unable to make closing addresses in an ongoing attempted murder case. Additionally, jury selection was unable to take place in a high-profile attempted murder and armed robbery case. Power outages have affected operations in the judiciary since Friday, August 7th. Back on Monday, the Magistrates Court complex at South Street was closed due to an outage. The building has a backup generator that apparently malfunctioned. Bahamas Bar Association President Khalil Parker describing the state of affairs, saying that they were deeply concerned about the persistent power outages that have, over the past few days, adversely impacted the courts, resulting in the closure of critical judicial facilities and materially disrupting the administration of justice. Parker saying, quote, adjourned litigants and witnesses have been turned away, and the orderly discharge of the business of the courts has been compromised. Parker says the outages had compromised the judiciary's ability to operate effectively. He described the failure of the authorities to open clear lines of communication with the judiciary, saying that failure has denied the judiciary the ability to put appropriate remedial and contingent plans in place, and has left court users, members of the profession, and the wider public without the clear and timely information to which they are entitled. He called the whole situation unacceptable. Well, there were power outages all over New Providence yesterday. Western New Providence, once again subject to load shedding, as BPL said that there was not sufficient capacity to handle the demand on Windsor Field Feeder Number 1. At around 11 a.m., BPL advised consumers in Venetian West that they would have their power supply temporarily interrupted as demand on the Clifton Pier Windsor Field Number 1 line approaches capacity. It said the measure was necessary to help prevent an overload on the circuit. BPL later advised that power would be restored to Venetian West and Albany consumers by 3 p.m., but that several communities, including Tropical Gardens, Gambier, Charlottesville, Love Estates, and Turnberry would be offline from 3 to 6 p.m., and that from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., it said Westridge, Sandyport, and the Sea Beach estates would be taken offline as well. The exercise was the latest of many in the ongoing power crisis, as New Providence's transmission and distribution system struggled under the pressures of the summer demand. For weeks now, New Providence consumers have faced frequent power outages due to grid issues, ranging from overloaded circuits to line faults to equipment damage. In other news, acting Prime Minister Chester Cooper dismissing opposition concerns about $265 million removed from the National Investment Fund. He claimed the F&M was, quote, seeking relevance. Cooper, asked about the matter yesterday, said he will leave other comments on the fund to the Ministry of Finance. But he said, quote, opposition is looking for relevance. The opposition does what oppositions do. They moan and they complain. We are about progress. According to the government's 6-month report on budgetary performance for fiscal year 25-26, the National Investment Fund held a balance of $265.3 million in December 2025. Recent government reporting revealing that a balance of just $0.2 million at the end of March, leading to questions from the F&M on how the money was moved. Last week, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, Senator Latre Ramming, said on Twitter that the Ministry of Finance advised him that the money was used primarily to support the government's airport infrastructure program. The National Investment Fund was passed in 2022 to repeal and replace the Sovereign Wealth Act. Also from Cooper, he's saying that the government is working to address the issue of banking on the Family Islands. Family Island residents have long complained about the decline in banking services on their islands as major banking institutions exit the islands. Speaking yesterday, Cooper said that banking is critical for all of the islands. He says there are still some islands without a physical presence, and the government's making some initiatives, including expanding Sand Dollar. Recently, a Scotiabank ATM went out of service at Sandals, Emerald Bay, and Exuma, which left residents with limited access to cash. The resort sent out a notice that effective August 14th, access to the ATM will be limited to resort employees, registered homeowners, and their guests, including Grand Isles team members and authorized contractors. Residents said the ATMs on Exuma have been out of service for months. Cooper says he hopes other banks will step in to assist customers where needed. Palms Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson revealing that the union has yet to return to the negotiating table with the government after a meeting planned for Tuesday morning was delayed. She said the lead negotiator delayed the meeting again and that they're scheduled to meet on August 13th. BUT and the government have been involved in ongoing industrial agreement negotiations for quite some time, with Wilson pushing for a number of benefits, including a salary increase for public teachers. Back to the courts. A man Tuesday jailed for 10 years. Guilty plea on gun and ammunition charges. 35-year-old Reuben Scott received the sentence as part of a plea deal when he appeared before Justice Lauren Klein. Police officers on July 2nd, 2024, executed McKinney Drive home in New Providence. During the search, they seized 5 handguns, 3 rifles, and 2,175 rounds of ammunition. Police arrested Scott and his wife. Officers seized a black Barra 400E air rifle, a white and black Crossman ST-1 air rifle, a black Barra air rifle, a black Gamo Model 430 air pistol, a black CZ-750 compact air pistol, and a whole lot more. At the time of his arrest, Scott admitted ownership of 500 rounds of 223 caliber ammunition and 475 shotgun shells, telling officers that he was working on his shotgun license. A check of firearms licensing records confirmed that Scott did not have permission to have the guns, rifles, and ammunition. In accordance with the plea agreement, Scott was sentenced to 10 years in prison on the firearms charges and 8 years in prison for the ammunition. Of course, the sentences will run concurrently, and Scott will receive credit for time spent on demand. Prosecutors have dropped charges against Scott's wife. And a Supreme Court judge suspending a murder suspect's bail pending a check to ensure he was complying with the conditions of his release. Justice Wilhelmina Archer-Mins on Monday issued an arrest warrant for Shamar Hepburn. After he missed a case management hearing, he was arrested on the warrant. Well, this happened on Monday. He was arrested on the warrant over the weekend. Hepburn told the judge that he'd missed his court date because he was in police custody. He said he appeared before Archer-Mins' court last week along with the man who signed his bail. Hepburn said he left after being told there was no active warrant for him. Archer-Mins canceled the arrest warrant but ordered Hepburn detained until Wednesday to allow the prosecutor to confirm he was signing in at the Nassau Street Police Station 3 times a week. Hepburn is accused of the December 7th, 2022 stabbing death of Eric Pyfrom in New Providence.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, winning 3 of their 4 games in pool play proved to be good enough to get the Bahamas' 12 and under baseball team into the playoffs of the 2026 Cal Ripken Major 70 World Series in Missouri. The 12 and under baseball team, composed primarily of players from Freedom Farm, slated to begin its playoff journey against the Caribbean 12 and under team today. That game is set for 5:30 p.m. The Bahamas, following their opening day loss against the Chinese Taipei 12 and under team, reeled off 3 consecutive victories, a team narrowly dropping its first game against Chinese Taipei 6-4 in extra innings on Friday. However, they bounced back with a 5-0 victory over Asia Pacific, and the team kept rolling against New Zealand's 12 and under squad, winning 6-1 Sunday, courtesy of the strong pitching performance from Diego Hutchinson. Team Bahamas clinched a spot in the playoffs with Monday's dominant 21-0 triumph over Australia's 12 and under squad. More on that in today's Guardian Sports section. And another Bahamian athlete is experiencing success in bodybuilding and fitness overseas, making a name for himself in the sport, earning top finishes at major competitions in the U.S. Charles Cornish, who hails from Abaco, now resides in New Providence, is coming off a pair of 4th-place finishes in Open Men's 212 bodybuilding at major events in the U.S. The IFBB Professional League Titan Medical Center Tampa Pro Show, and the 2026 Linda Murray ATL Pro Super Show. Read more on that in today's Guardian Sports section. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. Another day, another heat advisory for the entire Bahamas. Everyone's being advised to limit outdoor activities and stay hydrated and take all necessary precautions during peak sunshine hours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We've also got high pressure ridging that will continue to maintain mostly stable conditions across much of the country, at least through the early part of the day today, with Saharan dust helping to suppress shower activity across the northwest and central Bahamas. But shower chances will increase across the southeast Bahamas later this afternoon through tonight as a tropical wave approaches the area from the east. The northernmost islands may also see an increase in showers and possible thunderstorm activity this afternoon as moisture streams across the area. So for today, there is a moderate risk of rip currents for the southeast Bahamas. Beachgoers should exercise caution along eastern shorelines and Atlantic exposed beaches. And of course, UV indices expected to be in the very high to extreme range again today. That plume of Saharan dust producing milky and hazy skies across the central and southeast Bahamas gradually will filter into the northwest Bahamas today, and everyone with respiratory issues needs to be on alert. Your forecast for today, much of the country looking at partly sunny to sunny conditions during the morning hours especially. But by the afternoon hours for the northern half of the country, look for some increased cloudiness. Hazy for the central and southeast Bahamas. We've got about a 10 to 20% chance of showers this morning for most areas, with an increase to about 20 to 30% chance by this afternoon, especially for the northernmost islands, and a 10 to 30% chance of showers with afternoon thunderstorms for the southeastern islands. Temperatures today, look for highs getting up to around 91 to 93 Fahrenheit, 33, 34 Celsius. The heat index will make it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius for most of the country. But again, the northernmost islands looking at temperatures getting up to as high as 95 Fahrenheit, 35 Celsius, with the heat index making it feel like it's 108 Fahrenheit, 42 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to as high as 84 Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius tonight. That's your first look at weather this morning. You'll have your extended outlook and a look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General, insurance made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day.
You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
At RBC, we think it's your ideas that build a life. And sometimes to keep an idea moving forward, you need a little help. That's why with the loan from RBC, there are no upfront bank fees. And with up to 100% financing, up to 10 years to repay, and competitive rates and terms, there's never been a better time to start the conversation. Let's talk loans. Visit rbc.com/loans today. Your idea of getting there happens here. Conditions apply, subject to normal lending criteria.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or DLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Did you know that world-class quick flight away in Tampa? Tampa General is Florida's premier academic health system and one of America's top hospitals. Our global medicine program delivers advanced treatment options, assists with coordinating travel, and provides cultural support from a multilingual team. Discover the power of academic medicine at Tampa General's Global Medicine Program. For more, visit tgh.org/global medicine.
Headed to South Florida soon? Holiday Inn Express in Plantation welcomes you to the heartbeat of Florida fun. Whether it's business or pleasure, the Holiday Inn Express is close to sensational shopping, captivating dining, and nightlife. Elevate your Florida experience. Sleep well and rest easy at Holiday Inn Express. Complimentary breakfast buffet featuring seasonal favorites. Keep up your fitness routine in our 24-hour on-site fitness center with cardio equipment and free weights, or take a refreshing swim in our outdoor pool. Your special Bahamas tourist rate awaits. Holiday Inn Express, 1701 North University Drive, in Plantation. Book your getaway now. Call directly at 954-472-5600 or the sales department for reservations and additional information.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply on the BTC powered text line. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now in studio, Chester Robards. Chester Robards, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's get that mic up there. We good?
Good morning.
No, you sound a little off.
Good
All
morning.
right, a little bit better. All right, good to see
Can you
you.
hear me now?
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Wonderful. Good to
How are
have
you?
you here. Well, I'm right here.
I see that.
Right. Coming up this morning in business, our friends from the Bahamian Contractors Association, they're going to be here. They have a certification course.
Woot woot.
And but they still don't have the board
Right.
that they need
And licenses.
to license
Like other
contractors,
professional.
which is legally required after it's been
beings.
passed. How many years now? Is it a decade yet?
What does it matter?
Well, I mean, it matters because clearly this is a clown ship.
Oh, I just
that
mean
we're
what it
running.
matters to the government.
Right. It certainly doesn't matter to them.
That professionals who build things should be licensed.
Well, but they passed a law that says that they should. And how many years? Has it been 10?
10.
10 years later, they have not put in place the board that would be responsible for licensing contracts. And every month, somebody gets burned by someone claiming to be a contractor.
Just because they're bored with nothing to do.
Wow.
Isn't that what the acting prime minister said about the National Investment Fund? You read the story?
We're going to talk about that this morning. So who? The Contractors
Yeah,
Association board?
Calling for the board. They have
must be
nothing better
bored.
to do. They must.
But just asking for the government to abide by laws they passed is because you're bored?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
What do we pass laws for around here? For fun.
For fun.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Clearly.
I mean, as long as we all know, as long as we're on the same page, we can stop beating up our gums and
Right.
just shut up
We should play some music on this show sometimes. And
all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll take requests. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll do a little bit of talk. We'll get the background story on the song.
Or you
history?
you just make AI songs about each of the cabinet ministers and play them all
That's a
day.
good one. And my favorite BPL song, which
Yeah,
has
yeah,
been
yeah.
stuck in my
Absolutely.
head for
Why not?
weeks now. It's driving me crazy. All day Sunday, but for good reason, because BPL obviously has collapsed. So we have a lot to talk about. We got a lot to get off our chests, and we want to hear from you as well. That's coming up. But let's get right into what's in the news. So, in the news, Chester, I'm just curious. Growing pains. Did you have that as a teenager? Did you?
I don't remember.
I don't
Any
recall having
pain.
that, but apparently some people
It's a
really.
thing?
Yeah, apparently it's a real thing. Some producer, did you have growing pains? I mean, who has that? But anyway, apparently some people do. But do you ever?
The only pain that no, not even that.
You're just
When you're losing teeth, one's growing
No.
below the other.
I
you
don't
have
think
a
that
little bit of
counts
pain when
as-
it comes up.
You
No,
mean the
okay.
wisdom teeth?
No, not those. No.
Oh, you mean just your regular
Regular
adult
when you're
teeth?
losing your baby teeth. A little bit of pain.
That doesn't
there,
count
right?
as growing
Okay,
pains.
all right.
I don't think so. Wow.
Stretching.
Clearly, you were a pain in the neck. I can see that. But anyway, people apparently, teenagers have growing pains. You think any teenager's been sent
No, it's
home?
the parents who suffer the growing pains.
Oh, maybe.
That's what it is.
Okay.
It can't be the kid.
No,
having
apparently
pain.
you do. Yes,
Yeah?
I heard it.
Yeah.
Like because people have growth spurts and they like.
Oh, they grow too
Yeah,
fast.
Some
and
people.
It just
I don't think
causes
it's extremely common.
discomfort.
If you had growing pains, let us know. But did you ever have to get sent home because of your growing pains? Did it ever shut down everything you were doing because of your growing pains, or did you just power through it? These words are very interesting as they come out of my mouth because more power outages across New Providence, and it's so severe yesterday they forced the shutdown of the Supreme Court. And now the Bar Association is coming out to say how this is just unacceptable and having lots of issues as a result of what's been going on. It wasn't just one day, apparently. It's been happening.
Oh,
So,
that sucks.
well,
You would think with the courts, it would happen to the courts consecutively or concurrently.
concurrently.
It would happen to.
Yeah, well,
No, it's happening consecutively. They could learn from these power outages.
oh boy. I appreciate your humor this morning.
Okay.
Because if you don't laugh, you will cry and sweat, apparently, in the Bahamas.
Yes.
So the big headline in the National Guardian today, it's in all the papers today. Guardian says, shut down, courts forced to close because of power outages. The other paper says, power outage forces Supreme Court closure. Rights of citizens placed in jeopardy, according to Bar Association. Okay, so the Guardian's story, Artesia Davis writing, a power outage shut down operations in most of the Supreme Courts in New Providence yesterday. While the main Supreme Court building through Bank Lane had power, courts located in the Swift Justice Building. We actually have a Swift Justice Building? What do they do in there?
That's the name of it?
That doesn't mean that Swift Justice come out of it. No, it can't
Better
be.
not.
Just call it that. Oh, nice. And Ansbacher House did not. They didn't have power, nor Swift Justice. The Supreme Court Registry, which processes bail, and the Industrial Tribunal were also affected by the outage. Although the main Supreme Court had power, the lack of power also affected proceedings once prisoners were in custody, as a cell block at the Central Police Station was not accepting prisoners because there was neither light or...
Wow.
What
You
year
got a
is-
welly.
What year is this? It's 2026?
Is it?
Are we sure? As a result, lawyers were unable closing addresses in an ongoing attempted murder case.
Closing.
Yeah. This
They
close.
were getting close to the end.
Yeah, so close, and
Oh,
now
boy.
probably delayed till 2027 or 8. As additionally, jury selection was unable to take place in a high-profile attempted murder and armed robbery case. power outages have affected operations in the judiciary since Friday, August 7th. Wait, is that just Friday? No, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, a few days. On Monday, the magistrate's court complex at South Street was closed due to an outage. The building has a backup generator that apparently malfunctioned. So Bahamas Bar Association President Khalil Parker is decrying the state of affairs. He said, quote, "The Bahamas Bar Association is deeply concerned about the persistent power outages that have, over the past several days, adversely impacted the courts, resulting in the closure of critical judicial facilities and materially disrupting the administration of justice. Matters have been adjourned, litigants and witnesses have been turned away, and the orderly discharge of the business of the courts has been compromised." Parker said the outages had compromised the judiciary's ability to operate effectively, saying, quote, "When the doors of the courts cannot open, the rights of citizens to be heard, to have their liberty preserved or vindicated, and to have their disputes resolved in a timely manner are placed in jeopardy." He also decried the failure of the authorities to open clear lines of communication with the judiciary, saying, quote, "That failure has denied the judiciary the ability to put appropriate remedial and contingency plans in place and has left court users, members of the profession, and the wider public without the clear and timely information to which they are entitled. This is unacceptable." Wow. Parker also called for assurances that the conditions would not persist. He commended judicial officers, court staff, and attorneys for continuing to work in these difficult conditions. There have been significant outages, of course, in New Providence and on some other islands, including Abaco and Eleuthera in recent weeks, despite Energy Minister Jo Beth Colby-Davis telling Parliament in June that BPL was ready for the summer. Recently, there was an island-wide outage on New Providence, which has been followed by load shedding and other outages. And there's a whole other story on the number of outages. If you, it's just like a list of all the neighborhoods on New Providence. It's just endless.
Yep.
Especially for Western New Providence, but not just Western New Providence. The courts are not in Western New Providence, and so the problems continue, and no end in sight.
No.
And I do think, I mean, we don't like it when they speak, but I do think everybody is remarkably quiet. Is everyone on vacation or something? Is it summer vacation?
All that they can say.
Oh, okay.
What
Except for resign. I resign. How about that? That's the only thing they haven't said.
They could do that.
Plenty people,
But we
starting from the top,
we need
to
the
resign.
manpower right now.
What do they do besides say stupidness? Let's get your reaction to it, folks. This is becoming, I mean, it's been embarrassing, but this is really getting serious. We've heard of this affecting the hospitals. Mm-hmm. This is affecting the courts now, prisoners. Oh, boy.
It's been affecting business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Food stores closing.
And many of you, your homes, your appliances, your food, everything. What a mess.
Yeah.
What a mess.
Yeah.
Let's get your reaction to it. Why is there so much silence? The only thing we've heard is ridiculous stuff from very privileged people telling us to be patient.
Do you want another press conference?
Well, you know what? Maybe not press conferences, because
like you said,
I don't know what happens at press conferences, but people need to be challenged.
Someone else need to have a press conference, like you say, like the executive of the government saying, like you said,
certainly. Where are they?
We need to get rid of this person. We've realized that
something's not right.
Yeah.
And make some appearances. BGC would get up on a press conference stage and say stupidness, but they won't come here or some other places, right? What's that about? Because you have to explain yourself. Has anybody said anything about what was claimed about reporting or letting the authorities know that you've just bought an electric car charger?
No.
Because that isn't policy.
There was no talk about that.
Nothing has been said.
Yeah.
Not from the government, not from BPL, nothing at all. People just get up and make stupid claims as anything.
Yeah.
What is going on? And actually, the public is kind of quiet, too. The people in Western New Providence,
maybe they're comfortable.
Everybody's getting what they deserve. Clearly.
Maybe they're comfortable.
This is how you like it. That's fine. 3-2-5. Let's talk about, I don't know, who's hot now? Drake?
I don't know.
Beyonce?
I like that Texas song.
You like that song?
It's
Choosing Texas?
Yeah,
it's been number one for a long time.
Has it?
Yeah.
I know this.
I think it's,
I don't follow the charts.
For the biggest song of the year, maybe.
Really? That's weird.
But you like it?
Because it's weird.
Oh.
The song is weird.
Choosing Texas? That's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ella somebody.
Yeah.
I just learned her name just now.
Good for you. 325-4259. This is what they want. They want us to talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we chose Texas, they probably have a good power grid.
Oh, I bet. Got a lot of oil.
Yeah.
Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. You're just fine with the power outages, right? And all the nonsense going on in the country. Are you? Let's hear from you.
Rats annoying on the cables.
If only that were it. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Day to both of you.
Hi.
Good day.
You're happy with the outages?
Well, I could get by with it. I understand that planning is how you get around these buffoons who they elect to manage.
Oh, you mean you planning your life around the outages?
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah, but when I was growing up, and I was taught that because places like China, they're communist countries and they don't know how to get things done, but they have air-conditioned cities. Imagine that. I mean, we live in the past, and those people are living in the future. What are they doing right that we can't just copy? Think about that for a minute. I mean, they plan. They know that every person that's born is going to consume about 600 watts of power per day. Let's start there, okay? And we plan. We know we have an age, this grid. I don't know what they can do with it, but, we're relying on this old diesel generation. How long have we known that that's inefficient? All right? And it's prone to break down, but we don't want to move away from it because of special interests. All right?
Well, something.
So,
Well, it's something, yes, whatever it is.
Well, I think it's special interest because I could explain that to you in great detail if you want me to, but you won't allow me.
No,
okay? But I think planning is really the problem that we have because we look at every person that's being born as a potential voter and not as a potential consumer, and we need to provide for that consumption. You got me?
Interesting. Thank you very much. Appreciate your calls, always.
Special interest really is the problem.
Yeah.
On both ends.
On everything in the country.
There's special interest, and then there's lack of special interest. Because there was no special interest in figuring out this complicated grid that we have that would become overloaded as the population increased by a little bit every year.
Wow. But since it's happened, you're saying
no,
there's no interest at all.
No, there's some interest.
On whose part?
But now, what's the plan?
Well, just be talk anyway.
The same cable that they mentioned yesterday that's about to be overloaded. How long are we going to live with it?
By the way, now that you mentioned that, so Friday we had Alexis Burrows was here. We had a great talk about your story about the part. What is it they're getting from Egypt?
Yes, the transformer.
Sure. Did they know about that on Tuesday when they had the press conference?
Probably did.
So they didn't feel the need to mention that and that this might help with some of the issues that were no. I don't know. Did they say? I mean, you got the information from a CNN article, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
You've not heard this from anybody?
I've not heard.
No PLPR.
Nobody.
No Ministry of Energy.
Posted about it.
Not one person here has said this to the local media.
Not a single
But
person.
CNN is reporting, and only because they're doing a story on that Egyptian company.
Correct.
Right?
It wasn't about the
Bahamas.
Bahamas.
No, because who cares? Wow. So they said that this would be used for a third of the population of New Providence. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that.
Do we know which third? Will that be like a geographical thing or a third of the privileged few?
I don't know.
You think they
Don't
could?
forget the grid is complicated.
Yes. So I wouldn't be surprised.
A third could branch out in
I can
any
tell you,
direction.
This house, that house over there, that house out east, that house out
Exactly.
on Paradise Island, and it could be the high value clients.
Yeah.
1/3.
Maybe it was bought for that specific purpose.
It could be. It would be like a geographical thing, but maybe not. If it's only, I think it was $1 million.
$1 million plus.
Why not buy 3 so you could cover 3/3?
Maybe they're under construction. Oh, maybe they want to see
if it works with their old tired grid.
If FL Sweetie any.
That's the name.
Sweet. I don't know.
So we're about to start calling it instead of the grid, call it the Grinch, because this is really not working at all, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know if it's going to work with this Grinchy grid.
Well, I'm sure that they of people who looked into it.
Yeah, we've heard this all before. We've had slow-moving motorcades through the streets, only to find out that every time all the engines are on, the building wants to collapse. Right, so I don't know.
There's a mini earthquake out of
Right. So that means diddly squat. But here we are. Okay, interesting stuff. You think has not even since you wrote that article, there's been no press release, nothing. Nobody said Chester,
anything.
you're wrong. Chester, you're right. Wow, Chester, why did you break the story before we could say anything?
Nobody said, oh, by the way, yes, this is a good thing from us.
Okay, so I'm in a dream. This is clearly the Twilight Zone. I've been dreaming for a week, right?
Because this happens to us all the time,
But I mean, no response to your story?
Well, I wrote a story. I mean, this is something that happens generally to the press of the Bahamas, right? We break news from press releases that come from countries outside of the Bahamas about things that's happening in the Bahamas.
But it's amazing. They've hired so many people from the media to do public relations, and the public relations is worse than it's ever been before.
It's because they don't really want to do it, do they?
Folks, I hope you're listening and paying attention to what's going on. And they're going to say it's disgruntled media, or it's they didn't get no job, they didn't get no contract, or the Guardian hates us, the Guardian always been against us. They're going to say that to deflect, to distract you from what's going on. Something's going on. Something unusual is happening. Nobody's responding to anything. Nobody cares. This is very unusual.
Yeah. And I would appreciate BPL coming out and saying, oh, yes, we found this supplier in Egypt who's given us good prices and good deals, better than we've had before, that could help us to improve our grid eventually in the future at a decent cost. What?
Let's take these calls.
Anyway.
Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
That's not.
Good morning to you, Chester. Good morning to you, Dwight.
Hi.
You know the problem. I say, listen to you today, Dwight. You only allowed one question, man.
You mean at these press conferences?
Yeah.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah.
They gave us 2 last time.
2? Wow.
Yeah. But see, Dwight, they didn't hire the people to do public relations. They hired them to execute an MD5 framework. It's called media disruption, media domination, media distraction, media delegitimization, and media destruction. And that's what they've been working at.
Wow.
And it is, I think there was an article I wrote about this paper a couple of months ago concerning exactly what is being done. And they're good at it. And we have consented, the media has consented to become the public relations officers as opposed to being allowed to dig for the news. Because when I give you a press release, that is public relations that you're now carrying based on the press release if I don't give you any other information. And so this is why they keep us in the dark concerning everything. This is why they told you, we're going to corral you inside to a room. Stop asking the ministers questions while you meet them in public, because they might actually answer and even give you some information you can use. And so, again, Dwight, we're back at the beginning. And tell the media goes beyond just simple, what is it, the thing you do, the editorials, and actually go, don't wait till Thursday when they invite you. You need to go and find them one by one, hunt them down, and ask them to give answers until they don't leave their home, not less leave cabinet or anything else. Because, Dwight, nothing is going to change. It's only going to get worse until we get that strategy for restoring energy and maintaining energy well into the future. What is that?
Yeah.
Where is the cost analysis? Where is the CRAs? Where is the time thing? All of these things you ask for. No one has ever given us anything. You've spoken to? Have you guys ever got a written policy from any government in the last 10 years?
Not anything major.
Any written policy?
Very minor things.
Right. No, Dwight, I'll buy it from you.
Okay.
I'll buy it, because I'm simply saying there's no policy, no framework, no anything. They just say things And you could imagine you're trying to rebuild a $16 billion economy. You're trying to rebuild a $3-4 billion power energy grid, and you speak it into existence. Wait a minute, that's Genesis, right? That's what these guys then were taking us back to. Thank you so much.
Wow. Okay. Thanks a lot. All right. Keep your calls coming. We've got a lot of your text messages. This person says here, good morning. Most lazy children sadly experience growing pains.
I'm sorry, what?
What? No. They stress their parents out when they should be given household chores daily. Okay, so you're saying this is not a thing, basically, right? That's what you're saying?
The pain is the parents' pain. It's the parents' pain. That's what they're saying. They agree with me.
It's all in there. I never had it. I
I
can't even imagine why that would be a thing.
I don't know.
Right?
But
somebody would
But someone would chalk it up to that without even. You wouldn't go to the doctor and the doctor be like,
you're just growing.
Oh, this is growing pain. I'd be like, Mom, my leg hurting. And she'd be like, oh, growing pains. And then you go about your business.
Look, are growing pains real? Many people have asked that question.
You're asking AI.
Well, you want the AI answer?
Oh, they're going to answer first.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, growing pains are a real physical discomfort that affect children between ages 3 and 12. But they are a misnomer. The pain is not actually caused by bones growing, but rather by muscle fatigue and overuse from active days. Oh, no wonder I didn't have that. Okay.
So the lazy children thing is right?
No, lazy children don't get it.
Oh, that's true, right? Yeah, exactly.
Not that I was lazy, just wasn't very active. The same lawyers and bar association, the state that can put forth a class action lawsuit cannot be, they're saying instead of complaining, they should do a class action lawsuit. Well, we got to have them
Text
on
the one bar association
to talk about whether we can, because I don't know if this. I don't recall. Can we do that here?
What do you mean? Can you do it?
I mean, when was the last time? Who did it?
Why wouldn't it be a thing?
I mean, obviously.
You mean in our type of law?
Yes, in our ridiculous, antiquated 1800s based
there
law.
may not be such a thing as a class action
I don't
lawsuit.
know. Nothing's happened ever. I mean, Fred Smith would be the one who would have done it, and I don't recall that happening. The silence is beyond the pale in this country. When you ask questions, some say that you're complaining. Wake up, Bahamians. I am tired. This person says here, the government is making us suffer in the Western District because we didn't vote for them. Praise God, I have a generator.
Yes, English law allows multi-party legal
That doesn't mean
actions.
Bahamian. They've moved on from a lot of things. This person says, which technical or engineering team advised Colby that that they were summer ready? Well, I see. Again, that's shame on us, the Bahamian people,
What's that?
for even paying attention to when a cabinet minister gets up to say we're ready for the summer, because not ever, except for maybe in COVID, has BPL been ready for any summer. Right? It has never, ever, 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 ever happened.
Correct.
Always load shedding within a couple of weeks of some clown making that statement. So we should not have ever paid attention. I told you all
Even
not to
though
pay attention to that nonsense.
after the Fodzilla engines came, we did have a decent summer.
Are you sure? Was that around COVID? That was the COVID time, wasn't it?
It was around COVID,
nobody went to work. Nobody was doing anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the only way we can function when the country's in lockdown?
Yeah.
Wow. And the murder rate went down too, right? So that's it. Lock everybody down. The bombers
need more COVID.
The bombers would be beautiful.
We need more COVID.
Don't say that. We don't need any more COVID. Maybe we need a lockdown.
We need more COVID.
No, you don't need COVID. That was horrible.
Yes.
But
that
a
was
curfew
terrible.
and lockdown
Yeah.
might be what we need.
Well,
can you imagine? What is this place?
I said that long time, but nobody wants to hear it.
Nobody wants to hear it. No. It's horrible. It's just sad. Why can't we hear why that was stated to the public? What are you running on about that for? Every year they say it. Stop paying attention to that. Right?
A couple thousand of us also need to go downtown without no house opens up. Just say out loud what we want.
Regard a cabinet minister telling you that we're ready for the summer at BPL as a cabinet minister saying, I believe in freedom of information. Or a cabinet minister saying we believe in campaign finance reform. They don't. They don't even say they're lying. They don't. And it is never ready. They don't even understand what they need for this island. Right? As people have rightfully pointed out, developments are going up all over the place.
Yeah.
It cannot. This is not possible that they understand the capacity, the needs, the generation needs that are required for this place. Obviously, they don't. So I implore my colleagues in the media: don't ever cover it. Don't write it in the paper. Don't say that this clown said we're ready for the summer.
No,
it's just like saying what.
You gotta say it.
Why? Nothing's going to come out of it. When you fail within a month, there are no consequences.
But we need to know that they're continually
That they continue to lie?
lying to us.
Oh, okay. Well,
But they said it wasn't a lie. They said they were summer ready. They doubled down on it, so that's fine.
And yet the courts were closed yesterday.
It's the extreme heat.
You want me to read all? Yeah.
It's August.
You want me to read all the neighborhoods that were off yesterday?
Things to shut
and the
down.
load shedding that was going on because they are at capacity. The Windsor Field number 1 line approaches capacity.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're ready.
It's not a generation problem. It's wires in the house.
Oh, okay. This texter says, who knows? I mean, I think they could be sarcastic, but this seems like it's true. My government doesn't like Guardian News Station, and they want media dominance, so you should submit to it or quit.
Submit to it.
That could be real. That could be a real text. That could be from Brave himself. I don't know. It's quite plausible.
You don't know his phone number.
Quite plausible. This is August. What the Bar Association experienced yesterday, people in the West have been experiencing every single day for 6 months. Well, 6 months. Now that they're awake, can they tell us what options we have to dismantle this worthless BGC agreement that appears to be worthless? To be in place to extract revenue from PL and BEC. They have no management partner, no employees qualified to do line work. The 33 MPs will speak when a hurricane ruffles the tape holding the system together. They need to treat this like a disaster, the disaster that it is. The first rule of disaster is dissemination of accurate, full, and truthful information describing the current state in detail. Aged heat EVs are not enough. Secondly, explain why BGC shouldn't be dismantled immediately. I think you're onto something. Finally, tell us in detail how we get from the current state of disaster to a reliable system. Now, this person's making some claims about that CNN story. That is, what do you say to that? They're saying that this is not a new story.
I mean, it's possible that the information or the thing itself is not new. It's possible.
Mm-hmm. So do we know if that's been implemented into the...
I don't know. We don't know. We haven't heard from them.
Okay, well.
We haven't heard from them.
Let's go to this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Dwight. Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
And I hope you can hear me. I'm having a little problem with my phone.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, good. I was at the court yesterday. One of the cases involving my brother should have come up yesterday, and it was affected by that outage.
Wow.
And so what I find interesting is, this BPL situation is so intrusive in so many areas of our lives. And I yesterday when I learned that, the power outage would be the key reason why, a date that was set cannot be honored.
So before you go on, John, so this is the which one would it be? This is the bail case or this is the armed robbery? Because it's so confusing what happened here.
Yeah. So the case that was already in the system for
the robbery one. So folks, this again, John is talking about James McPhee. Do you remember who was?
That case was in the system.
Right. So it's still going. They're not going to bypass this and go straight to the murder. They're going to just waste time and go to the armed robbery case.
Not based on what the family's understanding at this time. And I do want to, though, Dwight, to take a moment to thank the police officers who are usually on the front line around the courts on days like yesterday, because you're usually at a loss as to where to go and who to talk to. And from the point that I walked up, there was an inspector. I forgot to get his name. He was more than helpful in helping me to understand what was going on, and also pointed me in a direction of the prosecution. And then I went in, and there was another lady in that space that was more than gracious and helpful in helping me to understand what was going on. But I want BPL to understand that their inability and their failure to deliver on the basics, which is power, has a far-reaching effect in people's lives in ways that they have yet to even begin to imagine. And walking out of the complex yesterday and not knowing, like many other persons who might have been in my position, when the next opportunity would be for, justice to begin to take place. And so you feel that BPL has robbed you of something all over again.
Yeah. Wow.
And I also want to try and understand what is the situation with the courts that they do not have their own reliable source of power. That kept coming up with me. And maybe at some point in this conversation, someone can help us to understand why don't the courts have their own reliable source of power? And that's what I would want to know too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dwight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I know your family's going through a lot. Wow. So I was just trying to say there. So I don't understand the inflexibility, it seems, right, of our system. So in that matter, I remember our T.Z. Davis was reporting on it. So there are now 3 cases. There was the original armed robbery, which was years ago, involving the victim and witness James McPhee, which is set to continue, with his testimony since he is now deceased.
Right.
But there's also, I believe that it was set for today, the violation of the bail for the perpetrator.
Right.
And then in a few months, the murder trial. This is crazy stuff. Like, I don't understand this place, because that would all be tied into one. You charged with murder, and you did all this stuff, and we're gonna deal with this now. And obviously, you are super guilty, since you were shot by the police leaving the scene, and we don't have time to waste. We could execute you this week. But what do I know? And clearly, I'm a barbarian. But we're gonna waste people's time, and on top of this, make them suffer through BPL. And God knows when this is going to come up again.
It's the only way you won't get a concurrent sentence.
They're not going to try to do better, folks. We have to demand it or make them do it. Does that make sense to you? For you to come back and then the 2 different days, back to back days.
How does one
how does that
make
work?
them do it, though?
You know exactly how.
I don't know how.
Okay,
I honestly do
I'll
not
tell you
know.
during the break. But this is out of control.
Short of choosing,
this is out of control. That's what you got to do. This is out of control. You can't make people suffer like this. Come back for this old trial when the witness was murdered. Then tomorrow for the bail for the person because he violated bail.
Someone gonna text us and be like, "You just don't understand."
No, I don't. I don't understand. This is not how it doesn't have to be like this. This is a system that's designed to frustrate victims. And that's it.
Most of what we built here is designed to frustrate everybody.
Except for the criminals. And the politicians.
And the wealthy and politicians. Yeah.
Some might say they're all the same. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Cousin Dwight, and good morning, Chester.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've been listening this morning. I didn't want to be the first or second caller deliberately this morning because I wanted to give everybody else a chance to say. And everybody else has been hitting the nail on the head at different times. John asked a question just now. He wants the courts don't have a backup system of their own, which is an excellent question. Everybody's asking questions. Why this? Why the cable that? Why the cable that? See, when Grammy Boy tell you things, you got to listen. Grammy Boy is an honest person. And anytime you you highlight honesty, you're ostracized, you're singled out, you're victimized, like how they throw me out of the hospital for saying all the night the things that is wrong with the hospital that they're attempting to fix now. Well, yes, months ago, Grammy Boy told you, don't believe nothing what they say. Right? If you get the tapes, you a couple of times, don't believe nothing what they tell you, successive governments. It's all lies. You understand? Now, what we have to do is look closer at the oligarchs that run successive governments. There's only a handful of them, and they don't change. We may change successive governments every 5 years, but the guys who in the background, who in the power seat, they don't change. And the person who is responsible, or persons responsible for the energy sector in this town, we know who they are. And Grammy Boy will tell you, they ain't maintain nothing. You know what? The only thing they maintain is their fat bank account. They pay plenty attention to that. They ain't gonna change nothing because they don't buy socks to put on, a necktie, or a new suit. You all figure it out to maintain themselves. They don't spend money. And that is why this country has gone to where it's gone, especially when it comes to the energy sector.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking Grammy Boy.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Wow. So this story again says that one of the was it the magistrates complex had a generator, but it was malfunctioning. Right. It's just like the generator for Grand Key that got damaged on the way there. It's just the hits just keep on hitting. As we go to the break, this person says here, it's called karma or divine intervention, things that were negotiated in the dark and were not in the best interest of the people. God looked and saw it was not good, and so now the public will eventually find out what was agreed. You cannot get rid of institutional knowledge in any old city, and in their private deal, they did not consider it. Note the Prime Minister mentioned it, so we will continue to sweat until a new deal is negotiated.
The Bible tell you what's done in the dark will always come to light.
Something has to be done. This isn't working. This isn't working at all, and this is bigger than growing pains. Something is very wrong, and it doesn't. I can't imagine it getting any better. And a 25-year deal, huh? And then one of the major people pulled out. So scrap it and go back to the table. We got to go to the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a bit.
Welcome to another blackout party. The neighbors all came outside to chat.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:19, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. So we've got a heat advisory in effect for the entire Bahamas today. Everyone's being advised to limit outdoor activities and hydrate and take all necessary precautions, especially during peak sunshine hours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. today. And high pressure ridging will continue to maintain mostly stable conditions across much of the country today, at least through the early part of the day, with Saharan dust helping to suppress shower activity for the northwest and central Bahamas. But shower chances will increase across the southeastern Bahamas later this afternoon as a tropical wave approaches the area today through tonight. And the northernmost islands may see an increase in showers and possible thunderstorm activity this afternoon, as well as moisture streams across that part of the country. So that wave is going to continue tracking westward through Thursday, with the northern extent maintaining elevated shower and thunderstorm chances across the southeast Bahamas before extending into the central Bahamas later on Thursday. Meanwhile, troughing near the northern Bahamas, coupled with moisture streaming across those islands, will support slightly elevated shower and thunderstorm chances tomorrow. By Friday, weather associated with the wave is forecast to reach the northwest Bahamas and portions of the central Bahamas as it interacts with an upper-level disturbance. And a gradual decrease in activity is expected by Saturday as high pressure becomes reestablished across the islands, though there could still be a few passing showers. For today, there's a moderate risk of rip currents for the southeast Bahamas. Beachgoers should exercise caution. And we're looking at another day of UV indices in the very high to extreme range. Once again, that Saharan dust plume will produce some milky and hazy skies across the central and southeastern islands today before gradually moving into the northwest Bahamas later today. So keep that in mind if you have respiratory issues. Your forecast for today, most areas looking at partly sunny to sunny conditions, a bit hazy for you in the central and southeast Bahamas, and look for increasing cloudiness by afternoon for the northern half of the country and the southeasternmost islands as well. Most islands got a 10 to 20% chance of showers this morning, but that could increase to about a 20 to 30% chance by this afternoon. Temperatures are going to be hot for most areas, looking at highs around 92 Fahrenheit, 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius. The heat will make it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. But again, the northernmost islands, Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini, looking at highs getting up to as 95 Fahrenheit, 35 Celsius, with the heat index making it feel like it's 108 Fahrenheit, 32 or 42 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to a very warm 83, 84 Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius. In your extended outlook for Thursday, partly cloudy to cloudy for most areas, hazy as well with the Saharan dust, slightly elevated chances for rain in the northernmost and southernmost islands. By Friday, again, partly to variably cloudy, a 10 to 30% chance for showers, up to even a 40% chance for the northern half of the country. And Saturday, decreasing chance for rain with a mix of sun and clouds for the northernmost islands and the northwest Bahamas, and partly to mostly sunny for the southern half of the country. That pattern will hold into Sunday and the start of the work week. In the tropics, we're watching a couple of areas. We've got showers and thunderstorms that are showing signs of organization in association with the tropical wave about 800 miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. Formation chance through the next 7 days is high at about 80%. Then we've got a broad area of low pressure about 1,000 miles east-northeast of Bermuda that's developed gale force winds. Formation chance is medium through the next 7 days, about 50%. And we've got a tropical wave just offshore of the coast of West Africa producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Formation chance through 7 days is low at 20%. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. It's the perfect time to paint. Visit Sherwin-Williams today for premium paints, expert advice, and outstanding value. .24, time for a check of traffic brought to you by Anyway Insurance. We've got just a few hot spots for you. We've got Blue Hill Road looking busy for you near Carmichael. In fact, Carmichael's backed up a bit eastbound to that junction with Blue Hill Road. You're going to see that northbound traffic on Blue from there straight up to the roundabout with Independence Drive, especially north of Soldier Road, and a bit of congestion for you heading southbound near Soldier Road and near Malcolm Road. Over on Milo Butler Highway, looking pretty good for you this morning until you get north of the ponds, heading towards the roundabout with Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Just a few cars will be ahead of you there at that roundabout. Then we got pockets along Prince Charles Drive in the major intersections. And just a little bit of congestion for you just east of Arawak Key on West Bay Street, heading into downtown Nassau near Nassau Street. And in the downtown area, Bay Street, some slow-moving traffic there. But again, some schools are reopening soon, so expect heavy delays beginning next week. That's your Morning Blend traffic brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Online insurance goes beyond payments. You can get an instant car insurance quote, buy a new policy, or renew an existing one, pay your premium, or access your insurance documents all online. Discover everything a full-service online insurance portal can do at nuainsurance.com.
Try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and binders, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Every day in a busy world, we have to bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, wherever you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Everybody Wins Live, the winning is bigger, the action is hotter, and the excitement never stops. We're giving away thousands in cash and free spins every month through our high-paying casino tournament. From Spin-Off to Spin Rush to our high-energy slot race tournament, your next spin can turn into your next payday. But that's not all. Lottery players can chase the jackpot, where every $10 lottery spend gets you one step closer to bursting the next jackpot. Will you be our next winner? What are you waiting for? Visit Everybody Wins Live to see all the ways you can cash in.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
New school year, new gear. From uniforms to laptops, a Fidelity personal loan can help you check every item off of your kid's school list. Jump into back-to-school season with ease. Apply for a Fidelity personal loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
DIC, keeping your savings safe and sound. If a bank falls down, your money still comes round. Deposit insurance, trust that never fades. DIC protects the funds that you work hard to save.
The Deposit Insurance Corporation, protecting your savings. Want to learn how? Call 302-2681 or email info@dic.bs.
Cool. I just paid my insurance premium online.
That is cool. But how about an insurance portal that does that and more? NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers gives you access to a full-service insurance portal where you can get an instant quote, renew, pay, and manage your documents. All fully online. With NUA, you have so much more than just a payment portal. You have a complete insurance portal. Start now with an instant quote at nuainsurance.com.
Shop early to get your uniforms and get Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4, get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
Tell them.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Here's the show-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah, we also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil shrimp, stew shrimp, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
Sunshine financing for us, hey, hey. When you need that money, our home vacation. Don't be profiling in this party. What? I want that 000. I girl on there cause I got no money. You only hear me, eh? You better go by Sunshine Finance and ask them for the 000 promotion.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
But home's looking farther the closer I get. Don't know why I can't see the end. Is it over yet? A short leash and a short fuse don't match. They tell me it ain't that bad. Now don't you overreact. So I just hold my breath. Don't know why I can't see the sun when young should be fun. And I guess the bad can get better. Gotta be wrong before it's right. Every happy phrase engraved in my mind. And I've always been a go-getter. There's truth in every word I write. But still the growing pains, they're keeping me up at night. And I can't hide, 'cause growing pains are keeping me up at night. And I can't hide, 'cause growing pains are keeping me up at night. Try to
I swear there are time travelers amongst us. You know,
they made that song specifically for today.
Right? Does Alessia Cara, did she travel into time to the Bahamas in 2026 to write that song? So that it's very, very interesting. Oh, man. Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. Growing Pains keeping all of us up all day, all night. The lyrics are powerful.
Yeah.
Lyrics are powerful. Is it over yet? That's one of the lines. A short leash and a short fuse don't match. They tell me it ain't that bad. Don't you overreact. Just hold my breath. Don't know why I can't see the sun when you should be fun. But the growing pains are keeping us up. No end in sight. We're talking about it. We're going to get to Chester Cooper's comments about the National Investment Fund in a few minutes. But let's continue to talk about BPL. The Supreme Court having issues yesterday. You heard John McPhee calling that outage caused a delay with the first of 3 different trials for the person responsible, allegedly. I mean, we don't need to be silly. There's no allegedly at all. Come on. For his brother's death. And again, I don't understand the court system in our country. I don't know why this has to be like that, because the armed robbery trial, that was supposed to come up yesterday. And then the bail, the skipping bail, whatever, the 81, remember, 81 bail violations, that was supposed to happen today.
Yeah.
And then in a few months, the murder trial. I don't know why this all can't be combined into one massive case and wrap this up as soon as possible. We don't need to drag this on. But this is what we do. This is what we do best in the Bahamas. Why? Why? Why?
Like other things, it's helping somebody.
And to put a family through
I mean, imagine the billable hours for 3 cases.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then again, yes, because of the power outage, God knows when that's going to come up again. But this is designed to frustrate the hardworking, innocent, non-criminal Bahamians amongst us, while all the others are living their best lives. But it is clear that most of you are not sufficiently angry about this. You found a way to cope, to survive through all the madness.
They think that it'll just be another 4 years and 10 months.
And then what happens?
I don't know.
Something happens after that?
I don't know.
Because they're them too.
Then maybe somebody else will make a decision for them.
Oh, somebody else to get angry at.
Yeah.
And we'll have the same story.
Yeah.
Because we're in a terrible pattern. We're stuck, it seems. But again, that's happening because most of you aren't really that angry, don't really care, or just think it's not my problem. I just need to live my life, and whatever they decide to do, that's on them.
You mean their lives aren't being affected?
Again, they're trying to find a way to cope.
They're just coping.
Right? Like, well, I have to pivot. If that's what's going to happen, I'll just do this. I won't go this way. I will lock up this.
We all need therapy.
Yeah.
Is there class action therapy?
You could take group therapy, I'm sure.
A big group. Stadium therapy.
Hopefully the power will stay on. And you won't encounter many crazy drivers on the way to therapy. Let's talk. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Tweet us. Facebook us. Text us. 422-4796. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? No, call us back. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Okay, this texter says here, we are a conch nation and a politician's paradise. The power grid is in shambles, and they knew the risks before their poor attempts at implementing, but it's damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead decision, and so because of the pressure by their special interest groups, we, as usual, will suffer as a result. This person says here, I fear that many of our students will be heading back to school wrinkled on their first day and perhaps thereafter. Well, that's just how it is, right? That should be the least of your concerns. And who's going to say anything to you if that is the case? What about it? Yeah, I didn't have power to iron my clothes. There are bigger things to be concerned about. Right? You should be concerned whether you have an actual teacher or a principal or toilet paper in the bathrooms, whether the bathrooms work. Be concerned about that. Wrinkled clothes, whatever. Why are they doing the robbery case first, knowing the witness was murdered? Obviously, this was far deeper than we think. At some point, we have to wake up and face reality. Like, this is what I'm saying, right? Things have changed. You don't have to go through these silly motions. Just pivot. Can't you do that? What will it take? Will that cause a collapse of the judiciary?
Possibly. I don't know.
Do you know how insane that is? August 11th, the armed robbery case with the statement from the witness who has been murdered. August 12th, the accused bail hearing because he violated bail when he used the time out. Well, 81 times he didn't sign in because of. And then later the. Come on, what? This person says, Dwight, now are you saying don't accept anything these jokers say? I've been telling you were too optimistic when they spoke. You used to say give them a chance. You never know. And crap like that. I hope I never hear you give them the benefit of the doubt again, ever. If you feel that way ever again, keep it to yourself. Oh, my God. Wow, it's depressing. It's very sad. I hope you know that. So what? So what is the point? If that's how you really feel, I mean, I'm still optimistic about a few things, not as many as when this show first started. But if this is how you feel, there's no hope for anything. What is the purpose of anything? I believe we can fix it. But you don't think?
You think they believe they can fix it?
But we have to make them believe.
I mean, but when things go to pot, when people's lives...
When things go to...
Pot.
Pot. Is that a saying?
Was it?
I mean, these days, I'm sure that means something else. What? Okay. But
But when it all collapses, and you were at the helm at some point, do you not accept the blame?
Depends on who you are.
Do you even care?
And what it is you are doing, it seems.
So we always talk about successive governments this and successive governments that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've not had a lot of leaders of this country since independence. It's only been a few.
Mm.
And we're talking about BPL, which everybody says has been in a state of collapse for many years.
Mm.
None of them have given any explanation, have come out and said, we didn't do this, or we should have done this.
They always blame the people before them.
Absolutely.
Right.
How come none of those heads, right, who the people elected, have come out? Because they know. It's not that they don't know, right? The people who ran BPL for years, they know.
Mm.
They don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
How is BPL in a $500 million worth of debt with nothing to show for it? How?
Wow.
The people who know, and there are people who have deep knowledge of the problems that were inherent in that institution. Mm-hmm. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody is going to them to ask about it. Nobody's had a mea culpa moment. They're going to take it to the grave. All of them with the gray hair?
It's crazy.
It could only be because they benefited from it somehow.
I really want to say more. I think I just might need a vacation. But I may just... But we have to stop pretending. It's too much pretending going on, and too much, as people say, lotioning.
No, it's too much. It's too much genuflecting to the wrong gods around here.
And it's insane. And these people are smiling, laughing, rolling in dough as we are suffering and experiencing what could be described as hellish circumstances in many
and
cases.
we keep seeing it. One of the most expensive countries to visit in the world, too. We're on another list. Expensive country to live, expensive country to visit. And somehow, none of that's translating into being a good place, a great place to live.
Right. Wow. Well, for most of us.
Well, we understand what it takes for the regular creature comforts to make it a great place.
Some people, it's truly the best place in the world to live.
Absolutely.
They're having a blast. And telling us we should be patient and happy and thankful.
Because we're not this other place.
Yes.
We don't care about the other place. We want our place.
And we know it doesn't have to be like this.
To work properly. It doesn't, yeah.
Again, I want more of you to be angry about the waste of time that is the courts to have 3 separate court dates for this matter. And now BPL on top
It's
of
the
it.
only way to get a consecutive sentence. Apparently.
This is real madness, right? This person's asking, who's the attorney general again? And I mean, it's Wayne Monroe, but I mean, I don't think you can blame him for this.
No.
You know, this is bigger and deeper, and he's only been there a few months.
There's a gigantic office that makes decisions.
Yeah, this doesn't have
collectively.
To be the case. Like can't you just say, hey, well, we'll just combine them all into one and do this now? Can't you? And if you can't, then you need, yes, to blame the lawmakers because they need to fix it. This is crazy. And every day we're reading about people out on bail accused of stuff, and the original crime was 5 years ago. Or you're just getting sentenced for the crime that was in 2020. And matters being set at 2030. That sounds right to you? Caller, what say you? Good morning, you're live. I know I had for a while. Call back. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Is that the new call there? Good morning, caller.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
I just want to commend you, sir, because I really wish that you was one of our ministers, because you have such a concern. And, I mean, you're just getting a lot of information that people don't even know. And even the way you speak, trust me, you have a compassion for the country. And I just pray that, one of these days you will consider getting into politics.
Ugh.
I know we do well.
Oh, boy.
Because you have a compassion. You are real.
Nah.
You are real. And I pray God that He will bless you because what you are doing, I mean, you have a compassion for everything that you talk about. You have a compassion about it. And this is what we really need in our country. We need these ministers not to promise us, not to keep, I'm telling us hope. And they are not doing it. They are failing us every day, every day. That situation with the general matters, his brother, that's so sad. I agree with you. That they should go straight to the case of the murder. My God, come on. How much more time he needs to hear, light going off? Come on. Come on. I agree with you many times. I agree with you, sir. And may God bless you. I thank you so much for bringing everything out to the open to us. I just pray that you were sitting in another chair to do something about a lot of situations, because you will get it done. You have a heart, you have a love for the country, and you're doing well. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Obviously, you don't like me because you're wishing that politics on me. Mm-hmm. No, I appreciate the kind words, though, but I do believe you can make a difference, not mixed up in politics.
I wish everybody who won a seat in the House of Assembly, who thought they were going there to make the difference that their altruistic mind or heart thought that they would make.
How many of them really thought that?
That they would have left the seat.
You mean when they realized they
had no power?
So now you have to wonder how many of them really were thinking.
Well, how many of those conversations have you had with them who ended up there?
My God.
How many Travis Robinsons who went against the head, the figurehead? How many of them existed, but then had to dial it back? And we understand what's wrong with our system.
It's a recurring story. Yeah, no. But we can do this. You don't have to be in politics. Again, obviously he's not going to achieve what you think. If you think improving the country is the goal,
right.
That's not the way to do it. Now you could improve some other things, but
you can't even go away, become successful, and come back. That you still can get held up. Because but see, the problem is you still have to run things by the government. Is that the way to put it? Before they happen?
If you wanted to make a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's say you wanted to build a new hospital, which has happened, right? Bahamians who generally interested in improving the healthcare system. Well, you have to run that by the government. And if the government and power have no interest in you taking credit for something that they should be doing, will it happen?
Oh, boy. And even though you don't want anything from them, you don't need any money, you've got it all
Listen,
covered.
the early story of Albany, and this was very public, because Christopher and Ann said so, was that when they came, they said, y'all have power problems, and we could help. We want to build a new power station so that our community that's going to need to be a reflection of a great society needs constant, reliable power. And they were told, go take a hike, build your community, but you're not messing with the power system. That's broken.
And they aren't the only ones who've been told that. Before.
I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, before the FNM was kicked out of power for calling an early election, they had a new hospital on the table.
That wasn't the reason they were kicked out.
Whatever. It doesn't matter why they were kicked out.
What?
It doesn't matter why they were kicked out. However I put it, right?
Sure.
It doesn't matter. They were kicked out.
Oh, boy.
They were kicked out.
Okay.
But the point is, there was a new hospital on the table, was there not? A brand new hospital.
Okay. No, they had tons of ideas, but here we are today.
They had signed
Here we
things.
are.
They had signed things. We may have had a new hospital by now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Lots.
Is
of
that right or wrong?
I don't know. Lots of
What do you
things
mean
were said. Lots of things were promised.
Things were in movement.
They very little of the things they promised. So
I'm not saying that things
So
are right
I mean,
or wrong.
I'm
My
not saying
point
don't
is-
believe it until you see it. But yeah, sure. Lots
I'm
of things
just
were
saying.
on the table.
I'm just saying.
It's like
I'm just
this-
saying. We need a new hospital. That was on the table. Things were being signed. Deals were being done about it. Whether or not it was going to happen, we'll never know.
Yeah.
Because they're gone. And the people who came in after them stopped it.
Story of our lives. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Strong. Good morning, Chester.
Hi. Good morning.
Yeah, Chester.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like your play on words. You keep using the word power. No man, no man use the hour. But Mr. Strong, I just wanted to say this, right? You know, and I understand, but you know, I live on the western side, Richardson, Barnabas. So I mean, it's just across the border that East Street separates us, right? There seems to be an abundance of power outages for some reason. So a friend of mine came and heard me last night. He lives in Centerville, so he had to traverse through Lincoln Boulevard, et cetera, et cetera. So we was just talking about the power because no one knows the hour. And so he said that he saw BPL by a transformer somewhere on Wilford at the edges of Lincoln, somewhere close to wherever, right? And he said they were standing and looking at it, so it might have been a problem that they would have been ready to fix, et cetera, et cetera. But the question then becomes for me, who has experience in the field, is that why they just can't do winding resistance checks and check the, well, I mean, the winding resistance check would be more important. It would be firstly done before they check the decomposition of the oil to see what the hydrocarbon differentiation within it, like an assay, so to speak. And so then they, instead of waiting for these to happen, they can be proactive and because these things don't happen simultaneously, and just try to correct it before it happens. Because there's a lot of power outages, and then the fact that that area has more impoverished people than others, and they have to buy these stuff over and appliances, etc. So I just thought that was kind of, you know, something that they should be doing, you know what I mean? And so as it relates to what I'm thinking is, in the realm of pessimism and optimism, right? There's a phrase coined by Friedrich Nietzsche, right? Pessimism of strength and pessimism of weakness, and also optimism of strength and optimism of weakness. So I'm glad I'm reading. I always read philosophy. I'd just like for you to read it someday on the radio because it seems to me as if people need to know the difference. And so, and it also seems to me as that not all, but most educated people are very naive and they are very trusting, and they come on the radio boldly and say they're not conspiracy theorists. And that hurts me because it shows me, I mean, not in particular anybody, they are dogmatic about their disciplines. And like I said, it's the government's duty to lie to the people. That's the only way to keep people passive while they carry out their agenda. And I'm sick of humanity because we account for real. Give thanks.
Okay. All right. One more call, and then we've got a whole lot of your messages to get to. I still want to get to that clip from Chester Cooper. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Strachan. How you doing today?
Doing well. Good morning.
Hope everybody's doing fine. You remember we also had the complaints about the parks and beaches. Well, you always hear me talk about down in Pride Estate where I reside. What I did with the last administration, I had the contract to keep the parks and the woods in Pride Estate clean. What I did with with Pride Estate Park is every 10 feet around the park, I dug holes and I planted fruit trees surrounding the park. Other than just mowing the park, picking up papers and bottles, I planted fruit trees. Then there's a big BPL platform that they had there to hook up the electrical stuff to. In the front of that, I designed it with the Bahamian flag, with the coat of arms in the middle of the black triangle, two big hearts, and the sign says Pride Estate East and West. Now, the new administrator is in now. I told them that I will maintain the park in Pride, whether I have the contract or not, because you have to have pride to live in Pride. Yesterday, I just went to Rocky Farms. I just purchased a guava tree with guavas on it, $160, that next week I'm going to plant right behind. I'm going to have an official come down here and show y'all this guy planted a guava tree in Pride Estate, that in the future, the children, the residents, and visitors, whatever is in season, a mango, a dilly, a guava, anything, you'll be able to come and welcome to pick something to eat.
Beautiful story, Sparky. Thank you so much. All right, so a couple messages before we get to that clip. So this person, maybe it's a lawyer, Chester. Listen to this. This does not make me feel good, Texter. But anyway, they're saying, the time is too short to merge the trials. The way the system works, not just here, is that you receive a set of directions to bring a matter to trial. This gives both sides adequate time to prepare their cases, a couple months minimum. If you deprive a party of that opportunity, you ground a good appeal. You know what? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. In some cases, I could see that happening. Here, where the witness was the victim who ended up dead, I think you can bypass a lot of these things. And the alleged perpetrator was shot by the police fleeing the crime scene. So we don't have to do all this nonsense. But you all like it like this. Obviously, you all like it like this. Lawyers, I'm happy that you are getting everything you've ever wanted out of this country. Good for you. Good for you. Did you say make them believe, or did you say make believe? The Prime Minister was a former minister responsible for BPL. Is there accountability? Okay. They don't believe that they can fix it. They only hope to enrich themselves, friends, family, and lovers. To demonstrate that even more, the Ministry of Works is digging up perfectly good sidewalks along St. Vincent Road just to put it back down. They've been doing that all across New Providence, Bay Street, Burnett Road, and more. 300 to 500 feet of sidewalks and laughing to the bank with taxpayers' money. Wow. Someone says here, while we may not know as much as they do, however, we all know what is going on. Like the early caller said, cronyism, greed, nepotism, all for me baby syndrome. Don't you dare consider entering those black halls. You're doing an excellent job in the space where you are. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. No, I've said it to people. If you ever hear me say I'm doing it, I need you to
rein you in, pull
hit
you
me
back,
over the head with a book or something. I don't know.
smack you.
This person says that I am sufficiently angry. They want to go through the robbery case and bail case to let the criminal go for lack of information. Then the murder case will come up in 4 years, and the man will get off because the police involved won't be available to testify. This place is toast. Yeah, or they won't find evidence. They won't know. They've lost the witness's statement. All kinds of. We've heard it all. We've heard it all. But we really, I watched The Dark Knight again. That's a dark movie. Oh gosh, I watched it again over the weekend. You need like a crazy prosecutor, like that was gonna clean up the city. I'm gonna clean up the city. We need somebody like that. We really do.
You mean we need Batman too?
Oh, we need several Batmans, Bat people. We need them all. We need them all. Robin with the I, Robin with the Y, whatever. We need them all.
Oh, we just need the people there to find Jesus.
We need Jesus too. They could form their own Justice League. Everybody come together. Batman, Jesus, Robin, everybody clean up this Gotham City for the love of God. Please bring back Dr. Minnis for one more. Who is this? Who is this?
They're trying to bring comedy to the show.
Demon who took a hold of this phone to text this. Or is it you, Dr. Minnis? Did you send this text? Bring back Dr. Minnis for 1 year to fix this country. I am waiting to show progress on lockdown. What? See, no, that person's not well. Chester has unfortunately drunk the stupid Kool-Aid. What? Which Chester are you talking about? Not my Chester. Oh, okay, I think they're not talking. Wow, that's rough. It's so bad, Dwight. Dr. Minnis, the former PM, is sounding kind of good right now. You all, it's too hot.
Wait, did they get together to send?
That's two different people. The temperatures are too hot. See, this is why BPL is failing. It's hot, and now people are talking out of. So let's get to, Mr. Producer, let's get to this. So the $265 that were taken out of the National Investment Fund, leaving a balance
only it
of.
was that little.
What did I say?
265.
$65 million.
Yeah, there you go.
Million.
Now you got it.
Leaving a balance of $200,000.
$200.
And Latrey Ramming, the Director of Communications, asked the Ministry of Finance and posted on X, formerly Twitter. This is how we're communicating now. He's communicating on
That's how the
Twitter.
leaders of the free world do it, right?
Well,
nowadays.
Posting on Twitter that the Ministry of Finance has informed him that the money, most of it was used to develop airports in the country.
Right.
So it's still no official statement, just the post on X.
Correct.
Right? Never saw anything in writing. Like, this is what we're... Ministry of Finance never saying anything.
It's now been... Today makes 4 days since the opposition sent their letter to the Ministry of Finance.
Oh, my. Only 4 days? You sure?
Yeah.
More than that.
They sent it on a Thursday.
Oh, okay. And then Neil Hartnell with the Tribune was asking questions before that as well. Yeah. And so it's still only this. And we were told, just wait for the reporting, the required by law reporting from the NIF.
Right.
They're supposed to do, is it quarterly and every year, right? And it's been 4 years since the NIF has been in place.
Correct.
And we've had no reporting ever. We don't know.
Just a line in certain things.
In the budget.
In the budget.
And we don't know if there's a board, which is required.
Right.
Do we know if there's a board? We don't know who comprises the board.
The most recent board list didn't talk about the NIF.
No, because it doesn't exist. Is it a thing?
It doesn't exist.
Right. So nobody knows what's going on.
We don't know who opened the account. We don't know where the account is.
Under whose mattress is it? We don't know anything. But $265 million was moved from it. And so...
But we were told that 700 went into it.
Yes. 700 million.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Of borrowed money.
Right. And there was 265 as of December last year.
Right. And now
265 million. And now it's
200,000.
200,000
is left.
This is like when the kids get into the Grammy stuff. Only 200,000 left. Wow. So Chester Cooper was asked yesterday about it. Hey, right, the FNM has concerns. What's going on? This is what the acting prime minister Chester Cooper had to say yesterday.
The NIF is a matter for the Ministry of Finance. I will leave comments to them in relation to the NIF. Opposition is looking for relevance, though. The opposition do what oppositions do. They moan and they complain. We're about progress.
You trying to walk off? I know this, so that makes watch you nothing else.
I'm late for church.
I'm late for church.
First of all, let's stop the laughing and joking.
Yo,
because this is nothing funny. And I know you do this to try to stay. So people will want to talk.
It's coping,
right? Yes, coping. You want them to continue to talk to you, but this is how they feel they can say any old thing, and you all just accept it.
Well, I mean, clearly we're not accepting it.
Who's we? Because I
don't know who else.
This was posted on the Guardian's social media, and there are a few people saying, well, so does that mean that I'm in the opposition? Because am I seeking relevance?
All of us are seeking relevance by having this conversation.
But will there be? It's been a week almost, and we're still not getting anything, not even a statement from the Ministry of Finance. Nothing.
And we've not heard from the communications director.
And they're seeking relevance. So all concerns are being dismissed. Calls for a response to things. Like we said, where is the official statement from the Ministry of Works or BPL that, what was said at that press conference last week, we do want you to do this officially. No one's saying anything about anything. People just spew out all kinds of nonsense, and there's nothing official.
And only said on the NASA Guardian Facebook page, but they said something that I thought when I heard him say it. This person says, "Would he have that stink attitude? It was BAF for life money." But the point being made.
Cold.
But the point being made in your own business, in your own life, in your own account.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If your wife if your wife came to you and said and took a $265 million and never told you why it gone or where it gone, you're gonna be like, I can't complain.
Even if you're fixing the house and it needed to be fixed, you should at least tell me. At least say it. At least let's talk about it.
No, you're looking for relevance by complaining about anything at all.
We'll take this call. We're running out of time in this segment. Take this call and a couple more messages as we get ready to go to the break. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Morning again, Dwight and Chester, Grammy Boy. Dwight, you all don't listen to Grammy Boy. Hey, last week I said to you, you tell me you ain't sure about it. You heard Chester Cooper's answer? That is a question for the Ministry of Finance. Go back a couple of years when they passed this, when they repealed the Sovereign Wealth Fund and introduced the NIF to the members of Parliament. Both sides 100% agreed for this investment fund. So don't mind the opposition nor the present government. All of them know what's happening. That is why, and when they passed it was said in the House of Assembly, any of you discuss this with the public or the media, you would get $100,000 fine or 5 years in prison. That is the reason why those members of Parliament are not saying anything, Dwight. You all don't remember that? That was done in Parliament. Okay. And anybody out there who remembers that, and it is supposed to be...
Are you saying it's in the legislation?
Yes, it is. And it is supposed to be controlled only by the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister's office.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
And it's supposed to be controlled by a board.
Ah, boy.
According to the legislation.
That's what it says, yeah. This texture says here, the Bahamas is just a corrupt African state at this point. Why African? You could just have said corrupt state.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Got to say African for. I mean, there have been corrupt states all over the world.
Absolutely.
As long as humans are a part of it. Why African? Why are you saying that? Our leaders think they are gods. They answer to no one. Appreciate your text, but you don't have to be racist. Okay. Latre's statement is deliberate. He can always claim, oops, I misunderstood. And no one will ever say that. They don't ever do that. There might be a misspoke. I misspoke, but never. I misunderstood. Never. My belief is that. Anyway, no. Okay. Can you imagine if Prime Minister Davis had a Dorian and a pandemic to deal with? Dr. Minnis ran his country better than.
What is going on? That's a different text.
Can he win a seat? Let's have him do it, then we can have this conversation again, please. Bahamians were warned not to. Okay. I can't read that. Oh, wow. Well, that's. I mean, okay. I mean, we've heard worse from people who ended up becoming prime minister, but.
Poetry.
I don't know. So plenty of people are not happy with Justice
But the person on the Facebook page also said, this coming from a business person.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you would think.
When you get in there, it rearranges your brains.
You have to rearrange it, or else you won't stay where you are.
Puts all the organs in different places.
You'd either find the faith to leave, which you don't agree with,
or burn the whole thing down,
or you burn the whole thing.
Yeah, right. No one's done that yet.
Nope.
Well,
it must be pretty sweet up there.
Oh my Lord!
In the E-Suite,
the land of milk and honey. We'll leave that there. So we got two great BPL songs. We got the AI one and Growing Pains today.
Mm-hmm.
The painful growing pains we're going through. Oh man, we'll be back in a bit after the news. This is the Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
And I guess the bad can get better. Gotta be wrong before it's right. Every happy phrase engraved in my mind. I've always been there's truth in every word I write. But still the growing pains, they're keeping me up at night.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, the Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull, Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's, Clarkson, Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Hey, did you ever sort out the car insurance?
I thought you did.
No, I sent it to you.
You sent me the reminder.
Okay, hold on. Okay, done.
Done?
Yeah, renewed, paid.
NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers gives you access to a full-service insurance portal where you can get an instant quote, renew, pay, and manage your documents. All fully online. With NUA, you have a complete insurance portal. Start now with an instant quote at nuainsurance.com.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Running low on summer funds? Squeeze every drop of fun out of your summer with Fidelity Personal Loan. From backyard upgrades to family getaways, Fidelity is here to help. Call 356-7764 today.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice. It's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. And this morning we are talking about contractors and a certification course offered by the Pavement Contractors Association. Very happy to have back with us Leonard Sands and Debbie Deal from the Pavement Contractors Association, but also from Nailed It right here, Thursdays on Guardian Radio. Debbie, you might as well be with us every week.
I know.
What do you think? You want to be my co-host?
I just enjoy it so much.
We enjoy
I really
you too.
do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Leonard, we like you too.
Chop liver. And Leonard.
All right. So we're going to get to the course in a bit, but we were talking about this a little bit earlier. You all, it's been how long now? 10 years since law has passed requiring...
May 8th, 2026 would have been 10 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's
so
crazy.
For people who don't know what we're talking about, remind everybody what's going on. And we just saw that long list of boards.
Board appointments.
Was that not included, the board for the contractors?
No, the Humane Society made it, so animals
Finally,
are superly important.
Because they were almost as long as you all, or maybe longer, I don't know.
But not us, and I don't know. I don't think Org was in there, but I'm not
Org's
really sure.
board has not been appointed this year.
So, yeah. So,
so let's take everybody back 10 years and what was supposed to happen.
So, and thank you very much for having us on the show. And I want to set this properly so people appreciate this. 10 years ago, the Minister of Public Works at the time
Who was that?
The Prime Minister of this country now, Philip Brave Davis, thought it was the most important thing to do was to license contractors in this country. In fact, in his presentation to Parliament, he said this is a landmark piece of legislation that is going to transform the Bahamas in terms of construction and contracting related services. That's his words, not my words, and you could quote me on that.
Philip Brave Davis
said
that when he was
in his
Minister of Works.
passionate remark to Parliament of why this is necessary, why this is now. 10 years later, we met with the Prime Minister, reminded him of his words, and he agreed. This is just as important, and he committed to us in August 2025 that in the coming weeks, he directed his parliamentary secretary to ensure that the board is appointed. He said, there's no hold up with it. We got to get this done. We're taking care of other issues.
He said that in August 2025?
That was a year ago.
A year ago.
There was 10 of us that went to his office.
And his
had a
side was
meeting
another
with him.
5 or 6 people. So it was 17 people in the room. Press corps, the whole deal.
And he doubled down on...
And he doubled down that this is just as important as it was 10 years ago. We apologize for it taking so long. We have to appoint this board right away, submit the names. We did our part. A year later...
Wait, before you go on, did he say why there has been a delay?
He said, coming out of COVID and XYZ, it's just been, a lot of other things. He had to get the nation ready. And again, we didn't fight him on it. Again, he's the prime minister. His discretion on what he thinks is important at that time. But now 5 years plus another year later, or 4.5 plus another year later, the board have not been appointed. And now I start to question.
10 years.
Yeah.
You said
but
5.
a year post when he said he's going to do something for us, I have to now question whether he meant what he said not only 10 years ago, but what he said a year ago. Because if I tell you, Dwight, I'm coming to your house, and I said that in 2016, and then you meet me again in 2025, and I said, I'm coming to your house.
Right.
And now it's 2026 to say a year later, do you believe my intention is still to come to your house?
Not one word.
So I'm starting to question the intent of the words that he uttered. Now, this is me directly speaking as president of Contractors Association to the Prime Minister of the country, who has made the commitment to all contractors, not to Leonard, to all contractors in this country, that the licensing of contractors is very important to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
All right, so this started under Prime Minister Christie, right? And then you had Prime Minister Minnis. Did they also say they saw the importance of this under the Minnis administration?
Unfortunately.
Oh, boy.
Unfortunately, the Minnis administration did not appreciate the length and breadth and scope of construction in this country. And I say that without reservation.
Wow.
Given the fact that it contributes significantly to the GDP in terms of it leads our GDP per capita. That's it. We control it now. It's not tourism anymore. It's construction. That was not important enough for the board to be appointed. They appointed a registrar, as I mentioned before, who the job is to keep a record of all licensed contractors. Not one contractor in 10 years have been licensed, but yet, for the last 10 years, there is a registrar being paid a salary.
Being paid?
Yes.
To do what?
Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm saying this, and if
Can't do anything.
anyone believes that I am wrong, please call in and correct me. But one thing I can tell you about this, that's fact. I've met the director. I've met the registrar. We've sat and met the registrar, Dr. Melissa Hall, very nice lady who does not have a job description in that regard because she does not have any contractor's license of which to keep a register of.
Well, is that a full-time job?
That's a full-time paid job.
Wow.
No, it's not. It is.
Do you know what the salary is?
The former registrar was Omar Archer. 5 years, nothing to do, paid. So both administrations have appointed license a contractor to which the registrar should keep the registration of contractors, but paid the registrar for 10 years.
How much are we paying this person? Do you know?
I cannot speak to how much they get paid, but
they're
I
getting
can
paid.
tell you one thing. The monies have been spent.
Yeah.
If you think about the fact that the registrar, contractors will be registered and then they will be licensed. There will be fees for both. You could become registered. You don't have to get licensed.
Yeah. Right.
But you need to be registered. Because the only way we can even keep a track of how many contractors are in this country
You have to
is
register.
through the registration and the licensing. The registration, number one. So if
So
there's...
they're also registering. Are they registering people? Are people
No,
we
registered? They're not
can't.
even doing that.
They haven't. We don't have a board
The
yet.
board, only the board. So let me, to Debbie's point, for someone to say how many contractors are in the Commonwealth of Bahamas, nobody knows. The ministry doesn't know. The Ministry of Finance doesn't know. NIB doesn't know. The Bahamian Contractors Association doesn't know. You know why? Because there's no depository or whatever you want to call it of the place where everyone has to be registered. Now, you would say, why don't we look at inland revenue, business license? Right. Now, business license could give you some data. They could say everyone who has a contracting company is a contractor. But that's not necessarily correct because I hold 3 businesses. One of them are operating, the other 2 are just sitting intentionally for when I want to exercise the right to use them. So you're not getting a true number of exactly how many contractors are in the country.
And a business license is just a business license.
That's all it is.
It does not say that you are a licensed contractor. It doesn't even say that you really are a contractor is just anybody who accepts money for a job. That's basically what in any field. It doesn't matter whether it's construction or whatever. But in the construction industry, if you think about insurance companies that actually are insuring persons' homes that are built by persons who are not licensed.
My goodness. All right, so I was going to ask you, we talked about it before, why is it important for contractors to be licensed?
Everything is intertwined. They don't even, NIB has no idea how many contractors there are.
No, but so let's speak to why it is important. Let's get to the crux of the matter. And Debbie alluded to a part of it. You have to understand that construction has a lot to do with legality and insurance. For an insurer and banks, for an insurer to be satisfied to expose themselves to a coverage risk, they have to be satisfied that something was constructed to a standard to which it is reasonably acceptable that it won't collapse and cost them a loss.
Right.
Just for example, you insure Chester's home for $500,000. Maybe it was built at $300,000. And the day after they insured the home, we got a 30-mile-per-hour wind and your home blows down. You know who pays that out? The insurance company. Wow. What the insurance company didn't know is that the individual or company that built Chester's house didn't know anything about construction. So on the offset...
They've been selling food the week before.
Exactly. So from the beginning, the risk was there. You didn't know. They didn't know. In fact, nobody knew. So what licensing ensures is that there is a standard by which everyone could feel comfortable that the persons practicing in the space have the minimum, and that's what I want to stress, the minimum amount of knowledge about the craft and skill that which they are exporting to the public.
Right.
Let me ask you this, though. What happens right now? I want to build a house. I got to get a loan. I got to get insurance. What does the bank say to me about the person I'm going to choose? What does the insurance company say to me about the person I'm going to choose?
Well, and you're partly right, but let me tell you where their challenge is too. They only need documentation. So the bank requires for their documentation, they just have some procedures. Present to me a business license. Ignorantly not understanding that a business license is not a contractor's license. Wow. So you could get a business license.
You sure they
I think they have to be, because if they understand the risk, they want something different in the eyes of it. So Chester, if you want to be a contractor tomorrow, go write up an application, go to Inland Revenue, pay $150, get a reference from Dwight and Debbie, and 2 days later, you get your business license for a construction company.
That's it.
If you want to do it really craftily, you get a business license in construction. Dwight, you do the same thing. You get a mortgage, and Dwight's going to build your house. And Dwight, when it's time for you to build your house, Chester's going to build your house. Wow. Both of y'all know nothing but construction. But y'all will operate through the bank legally because you have a business license for a construction company. If that doesn't sound scary to everyone who's listening to me, tell me what sounds more scary than that.
The stories that we hear from persons who have had homes built by contractors that were not contractors. Right. There are so many of them, and what ends up happening is sometimes the guys will, persons, because there are women too, the contractor will do the job, not finish the job, get the money, or they will finish the job, but they haven't finished it correctly. But sometimes they will actually just take the money, they ask for a certain amount up front, they get the money, and they don't do anything. So what ends up happening is they're taking the money that has been lent to the person from the bank. That person now no longer has enough money to build the house or to finish the house. And then what happens? The person ends up having to walk away from the mortgage. What else can they do?
Right.
Yet they're only qualified for $200,000, and now you got to come up with another $100,000. You're not qualified for that. How can a bank even lend you the extra $100,000 for when somebody does that to you?
Wow.
It doesn't happen.
And you've said it on the show before that when it comes to major projects, that they have certain requirements for licensed contractors.
Yes, if you have persons like coming in doing like a $500 million project, right? Where their funding comes from. It's not them, the company itself. Where their funding comes from. will determine whether they need licensed contractors, which of course they are going to. So
Right.
they come to this country looking for licensed contractors. We have none. So the only thing the government can do, and we assume this because the businesses and things are still being built and done, the only thing we can assume is that they are bringing in their own persons
Who have
because
the
the
licenses
government
in those countries.
because the government is giving them work permits for all of their persons, which means the Bahamians are totally out of the realm
Right.
of that. We're not even able to bid on those jobs.
So is it safe to assume that the government is benefiting from that, the money from the work permits, and this might be the reason why we're seeing a
I'm not going to assume
delay?
anything, but I can't think of any other reason. If somebody could think of another reason as to why this happens, instead of us just being licensed, giving us a shot.
You know, and Debbie, to that point, and just, I want to try to understand their rationale. Let's say, and we presented this to the Minister of Public Works at the time, Philip Brave Davis. Let's say there are 10,000 contractors, and that's lowballing. I believe it's more than twice that amount. Right? This
Because anybody could call themselves
Exactly.
contractors.
So let's just lowball it. 10,000 contractors in this country. The license fee for architects is $1,000 a year. Contractors do significantly more work than architects. Let's put that as $1,000. 10,000 times 1,000. What you got? You got $1 million? You got $1 million or 10 million? Quick math on that.
10.
I think we got $10 million. That's $10 million in license fees. $10 million a license fee. In 10 years. How much millions of dollars? Just license fee. So their challenge is, do we need the money how are we going to get the money to fund the board? Register and license contractors.
Yeah.
It pays for itself. The board management, the fees, the administration, everything it needs to do is funded by the license fees, because when you have the license fees, then now, and then I just said segue into the question, I get calls, emails all the time from Andros, Cat Island, Long Island. Oh, we have all these expats and these persons just coming in the country and doing work. And you know why they can? Because legally, we've never enforced the fact that since 2016, you need to have a license to conduct construction in the Bahamas or face fines and jail time. We've never enforced that law. That's the law.
Well, can't enforce it, right? But let me ask you this. Just I feel like I almost might know the answer to it. But when the Bahamas Investment Authority is bringing a company in, and they have to bring in their contractor for some specialty reason, do they require that person coming from wherever they're coming from have a license?
I don't know.
Is it a
We
requirement?
don't know. What do you think, Debbie? I don't know. It should be. Why would you want somebody who you're saying has the capability to do the things that your countrymen can't do, but you wouldn't require them to produce the license to prove that? So how do you know that just can't do the thing that you're saying only they can do if they don't produce a license? So to your point, Jester, I believe they have to evidence something. Hey, we're licensed to do this specialty thing.
Thank you.
But you can't find a Bahamian. You could say, I'm licensed to do it, so now I have to come in. And that speaks to why we have some persons. Look around our landscape. There are more people who look very different from us now doing work in the Bahamas because maybe they're presenting their license and say, hey, where are the Bahamians who have these licenses?
I want to give you another thing. Last year in the budget, there was a stipend put in for Bahamian contractors of $50,000. So in other words, someone had said, okay, we're going to put in the $50,000 stipend because they're only going to need $50,000 for the first half of a year, because that will give them the money to get an office and a secretary and then hire, the persons that, get the board members and start registering and licensing contractors.
For your association?
No, stipend for the
Bahamian contractors.
No, stipend for stipend for the board.
The board.
The board, yes, it was stipend for the board.
That was a new thing.
Yes, and we spoke to the Prime Minister about that, and he said, why do you think we put the stipend in there for? It was a stipend for the appointment of the board.
Huh?
Yes, we asked him about it. Debbie asked the point,
Yeah.
and he answered. He said, yes. He said, Debbie,
I said,
why do you
I
think?
said
why
on
do you think
page
we put the stipend in there?
155
Yes.
is the stipend
for the contract.
This
It's
was-
called Professional Contractors Board.
This was last year's?
Last year's budget.
But not this year?
But
No.
not this year's.
So what happened to that money from last year?
I guess-
it wasn't spent.
Normally, what ends
Well-
up happening, I think, is the money just goes back into the kitty for.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the intent was there, but never exercised.
I know you said you wanted to give the prime minister the benefit of the doubt when he
I've
said
been doing
he
it
had
for the
other
last
things to
5
deal
years.
with when you first spoke to him 5 or 6 years
Yeah, he
ago.
said energy. He said it was a big problem that he had to deal
but
with.
but they have to appoint boards all the time.
Every-
So what did he have to do that's special with your board that he couldn't take the time out to do that particular?
We
Is there
was
something
asked-
else that they have to do after that?
We were asked, and he was very honest and straight up. He said, "Listen, send us the persons who you feel are persons who represent the interests of all contractors and country property, and we will send ours in and
We did.
send me the list." We sent him the list several times and say, "This is the list of persons we're like to see appointed to the board." You could either say,
the job
"Well, I don't like this one." No correspondence back and forth, nothing at all. So we've sent it in several times, followed up again, sent it in again. Do you have any challenges with this? Is there other persons that you think would be better? Nothing, just dead.
Wow. This is crazy. All right, so
it is.
I feel like the public doesn't understand what this means.
Right. Well, first of all, the public has to understand it's not the Bahamian Contractors Association's board.
No.
Right.
It's not our board.
It's the government's board.
It's a statutory board.
So for consumers, who you mentioned it, people get burned by contractors all the time.
All the time.
Right. And contractors get burned by customers.
all the time.
Yes.
So what difference would a board make to consumers and to contractors?
There are rules and regulations that tells you exactly who is going to be everybody would get grandfathered in, and it goes through all of that. But it also tells you if a contractor does A, B, C, and D, these are the things that will happen, right? If the client does A, B, and C, these are the things that'll. It's only a 40-page document, but there's only 13 pages of real information that anybody could read and know about who is responsible. Basically, the client and the contractor are both protected under that. Right now,
Nobody
one is protected.
And to add to that
No
point,
one.
Debbie, this is the main thing I want the consumers and the public to understand. Right now, and this happens daily, my phone rings off the hook, where there's a police officer or an insurance company doing hundreds of millions of dollars, everyone gets defrauded. It happens daily. Good relationship with the insurance commission because I refer most matters to them because there's nothing we can do about it. And I'm talking about daily.
Wow.
Daily. This is a daily occurrence. What the board provides is someone who has the authority now to say, okay, Chester Robards, license number 529, as a registered contractor, you got to come in and talk to us about this incident. You sit in front of a panel and the person submits their documents and say, you know what, we find that you did not behave properly, X, Y, Z. What we're going to do is we're going to suspend your license, which means now suspending the license legally means that you are not allowed to practice construction until such time as you satisfy to us that you either got the necessary training or you probably are not, that you should be working in this space. And then your license is then expunged from the record. Now, I want people to understand what that means. That means that you are less likely to deal with an unsavory character if they're not licensed to do so. I'm
So
not a
you're
doctor,
telling
so
us
I'm not licensed to do medicine.
That the government is holding up something that would protect consumers from losing thousands, if not
Millions.
millions of dollars
Millions.
A year.
and allowing it to continue for a decade.
Listen, do I even better than that? A part of Mr. Davis, and you could find the clip, he said, in fact, the bill, when it was at the time, is a public protection bill. He called it that. I didn't. You could find the clip. So why do you no longer want to protect the public? Is the question that I have for the good prime minister of the country.
Would the appointment and licensing of contractors stop overcharging of government projects as well?
I think it will have an impact on that.
Or how long it takes to build one thing?
Well, let me say this, and I will say this, and I feel very strongly about that. The practice that we have now, some of it is obviously littered with some flaws, and the public could see it. But some of it is actually good because they have found some contractors who perform well and they continue to give them work. And then there are some contractors where I do my audit. And so contractor, which didn't exist until 2025, who now has a $5 to $7 million contract to build a facility for the government in Long Key or Long Island. And I have to question why there's 10 contractors on that key that has existed from 1985, and they don't have the contract, but a contracting company that didn't exist until 7 months ago has a $7 million contract. We could all understand that maybe there's something else going on there, and that's not the space that we're talking about today. But with the appointment of the board, where everyone has to be licensed, and again, everyone's going to be grandfathered in. But that 2-year period, once it expires, you don't have to qualify for why you are still a contractor.
Right.
That's what the board will do. Send us your dossier. Let's see how long you've been practicing. The Chester robots, you just got your license in 2026. It's now 2028. You will have to provide for us some information on why you should be allowed to take on a $50 million project. Because the last time we checked, 2 years of practicing as a contractor does not satisfy the Contractors Act of the 10 years experience or 5 years working under a licensed contractor. All of those things already set out. It will stop that from happening because you could not have had a company for 2 years and got the $20 million contract. That can't happen anymore if you apply the law as it exists.
Wow. And you saw the list. I mean, it was many, many pages of who was appointed to boards.
140.
That's how many pages it was?
No, 140 boards.
140 boards?
Boards.
Oh, wow.
Thousands, hundreds of people. And no one still thought it is important enough in a country where in a development nation, the number one thing we do other than invite people to the Bahamas is develop this nation.
Nothing in our lives does not involve a building, whether you go to church, the grocery store, whether you're riding on a road, whether you're on a dock,
everything,
where you're the runway for your plane, the building that we're sitting in now, every single thing that our schools, every single thing in our lives is construction before it becomes a church, a grocery store, or whatever.
So what we have been doing as an NGO, as a nonprofit, the Payment Contractors Association have been trying to educate and make contractors better at what they do. And I often say this to people, why do we do it? Why does the BCA take a stance that we're going to have contractor certification? It's because, and we talk all the time, because Chester's going to build a house, because Dwight's going to build a house. Our responsibility is if we get the critical mass of persons educated enough, if you throw up a stone and it falls and hits somebody, that person's at least got some education in construction. That's the goal for us, We don't believe we can change it overnight, but if we continue to make the certification course, which is kind of rigorous, but if you complete the 3 days, I can tell you, Chester, we're confident in that doing the work for you. I'm confident that they will learn enough about not how to handle you in a way that will seem unfair to you. And if they're unsure about how to do something, this course will help them at least know who to reach out to, what they should consider, rather than jumping else and they don't know a thing about it and they're comfortable with doing that to you. And it's unfair to the public. So our goal is to create, like I say, a critical mass of people who would have engaged in this course, picked up the additional training that they need, not to teach them the craft of construction, but teach them the business of construction. So that when they do business with people in the community, you don't get the short end of the stick.
Let me give you an example. So we were talking about this on our show on last Thursday. So if you get a job to do and you go to the client comes to you and says, okay, well, this is the pay schedule. It's going to be foundation, belt course, roof, windows and doors, and completion, right? And this is going to be 10%, this is going to be 15, 20, whatever. But then you don't decide. The client wants to order a particular window and door from the United States that is going to take 12 weeks to get here. So you actually have to order those in your foundation stage. Belt course at the most, at the worst, right? Because otherwise you're not going to be able to finish the job in the time frame that you have to finish it, but you need those materials, and they're going to take that amount of time. Most persons who don't know about this, which is one of these things that you're going to learn, I'm actually taking the course because you don't know what you don't know until you don't know, right? So you could get to the point where persons would just say, well, it was window and door stage. All right, well, when I get my roof money, I'll pay for that. Well, no, because you're not going to be able to put any windows and doors in, which means you're not going to be able to put in your ceilings and walls and all that kind of stuff, because if you do, everything's going to get stolen. So these are the kind of little things that most people wouldn't even think about.
Right.
I mean, you guys might not have even thought of that you need to order these things well in advance, right?
No, definitely not.
So these are the kind of things where a person who really doesn't know much about construction yet can get themselves in a lot of trouble, won't be able to finish the job, walks away from the job. At the end of the day, the bank ends up with a mortgage that will never get paid because the client's going to walk away. Either that or they're going to have to rob a bank to get the money to finish.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So these are the kind of things that we're going to be learning in those 3 days.
So this is the first time you're offering this, or
No, this is our
Okay.
third time.
Third
Well, they've done it before I came on the board, but this is our third time. We did it last September. We did it in here, and then we did it at in Eleuthera in February, I think.
Yeah. But we ran this course over a number of years. We ran this back in 2014. We ran this back when we launched it, way back when Stephen Wrinkle was the president. I think that was back in probably 2011, 2012. So this course has been around for a long time. Why we try to move it to the Family Islands is that, like I mentioned before, all of the contractors don't live in Nassau.
Right.
They're contractors in Maguana, they're contractors in Auckland. We have to try to get this information to all contractors, because not only it goes over how you do your contracting, how you put together your estimates, how you do your pay schedules, how you do your financial tracking. It tells you what to look out for if you're contracting. For example, if I'm doing your house, Dwight, and you tell me, I want you to build my house, and this is in your contract, and I'm going to pay you all the money at the end, every contractor should say no to that contract.
Right. Yeah.
So it helps you with information on what to look out for, onerous things. We want to educate contractors so they do their job properly for you, and also they don't get taken advantage of, because there are some cases where people write contracts which are not good for the contractor to engage, and you have to just walk away.
I am not going to do any job for anybody if I'm not mobilized.
Yeah.
Unless I'm working for a client that I've worked for years and years and years, I wouldn't even think about it, because, that's just the relationship that you end up with a person. But for a new person, if you want me to build your house at Stapleton Gardens and you want me to give you money up front, I don't want a house in Stapleton Gardens. I don't want it to end up being mine.
Or
you know what I'm saying?
Also, you have to appreciate that this process for us means that we're helping you to prepare for whenever licensing happens.
Okay.
What the act says is that after you get grandfathered in, which everyone will get, you have to then evidence your experience and skill. Now, what better way to evidence your experience is having a piece of document that says, I am a certified contractor. The number one agency of contractors in the country, which is the Bahamian Contractors Association. Right. There's nothing else. And this is what I tell all contractors. Whether you agree with everything we say or not, if I were an accountant, once I come home, I want to be a member of BICA, because that's where all the accountants get their certification. The Bahamian Contractors Association is the only place that offering a certification in construction. So when you present yourself to a client, you have the document from the agency that certifies contractors.
And
it just makes sense to me.
And the course from Veritas, which is the best in education.
And as the public, if you're unsure about somebody who you may have gone to, if you're unsure, if you have doubts, you could call
the BCA.
Because until the government decides that it's important enough to protect the public and protect the built environment, we're it.
No.
And last line of defense.
We're the last line of defense. What people don't know is we collect a record of all contractors who've done something wrong to the public. We have a dossier. We have a file.
Okay.
Who you've gotten complaints about?
Yes, we have a file. So then name shows up in the file. We'll tell the client, we've had several complaints about this instance. And they say, well, what do you mean by the complaints? In this date, at this time, this person engaged and so and so. We got their name. We got the whole. We have a dossier.
And so you're encouraging the public to come to you with
ask us.
As
Yes,
well,
yes,
right?
ask us.
And
tell us about the complaints. And then we share our dossier with the Consumer Protection Associations. They cross-reference theirs. So we between BCA and Consumer Protection, we have a cross-reference of names, and some names show up on both.
Wow. Okay, so with the course.
It's this week coming.
It's this week coming.
Yes. 17, 18, and 19.
Tell us what you need to do to be a part of it.
Register.
Register on our website, which is www.bahamiancontractors.org. And the first thing you'll see there is contractor certification course. Register. Click the register button and follow the link and pay online, or you could pay bank-to-bank transfer or call the office and we can work out how to pay. So it's $600 for non-BCA members and $500 for BCA members.
All right. So if you've never been a contractor before, but you're interested, is this for
yes.
you?
I think you take the course.
Real estate agents. You might be a developer. I mean, there's so many aspects to the construction industry.
Loan officers.
Loan officers. All banking, let me say this public, all bank loan officers should be in this course. I find it interesting that contractors have to sit in front of a male or female and talk about, I want to get paid for this stage payment. And the QS document gives a schedule of things that should have been completed. And imagine, Chester, if I show you a schedule of works which for your second floor, and you see all the line items, you have no idea what you're looking at. This course would help you, educate you enough to know you can now do your job. Okay, so did he include the wire mesh? Was that installed? Can I see a photo of that? You don't even know what you're saying yes or no to as a loan officer when you're signing off. The insurance companies the same way. There is so much exposure in the industry when it comes to construction, and the industry is ignorant of their exposure. It's frightening.
Wow. All right. So once you do this course, do you need to ever do it again, or is it it's a one-time thing?
One time, we keep a record of everyone who's done this course, and they tell you what's the service we're going to do. When licensing comes, whenever it happens, if the Prime Minister decides to do it or don't decide to do it, and I say the Prime Minister, but really the board is appointed by the Minister of Public Works. That's it. That's
Clay Sweeting.
Clay Sweeting. I almost forgot his name. Clay Sweeting, right? But the Prime Minister is the person who means most. It means most because it is bill that became law.
He was the one who
made this law. Prime Minister Davis made this a law in the country. Now he's the chief person of the country. This is his legacy. I continue to say.
So is there nothing that you can do? We only have about a minute left. Nothing you can do? Is no class action lawsuit? Nothing?
What purpose would it serve?
Yeah.
If we have to do that, and it's bad enough that there's no respect for contractors at all, that they're not doing this. But if we actually had to do that,
to sue the government,
that even shows there's less respect. Why would you even? If somebody doesn't respect you, walk away from them. We will figure it out.
Yeah.
We will certify our own persons.
And that's what we do.
We will create our own certification that will take place instead of this. If this never comes to fruition.
And I want to say my last point is this, and I don't want to be political, but I'm going to say something. What the BCA is doing is progress. Let me say this. There's nothing right now in the gap. No, there's nothing in the gap. No. It's advancing the same thing we did for labor. We are advancing safety in construction. The BCA is advancing education for contractors. Take us out of the equation, and there's nothing. And I stand on that as the president of the Contractors Association. So when people come at us and say, why are y'all always fighting the government? Because we're trying to create something in a space that deals with billions of dollars. There is nothing.
And we're not fighting. We're actually just asking for what is in the law.
That's it.
We're not asking for anything special. Again, 17, 18, 19, at
And
the
again-
Epiphany Church on Prince Charles. They have a big, beautiful auditorium. That's where we had our health and safety course at.
And the website again to register?
www.bahamiancontractors.org.
Okay.
I just wondered, what was the response for the Work at Heights?
It was great. It was great.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
Oversubscribed, and we need to do another course again.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we booked that for like October or something. Yeah.
Good.
Well, I can't believe that because it's been several times since you've been here talking about this, and it's still a problem. It's still not happening.
But thank you for having us on because, we really want to make sure we have as many persons as possible come to this event. Even though I've been in the business 44 years, I still am going to take this course because I want to see what everybody else is going to learn and see what I don't know.
Well, obviously somebody likes it like this. The fact that there is no, and so we're going to play that song as we go out to the break. Leonard Sands, Debbie Deal with Payment Contractors Association. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll be
Thank
tuned
you.
in to Nailed It
Yes.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yes,
We
sir.
talk more about the chorus.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back to wrap things up in just a bit. Stay with us here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC is giving us some trouble. Sorry folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on! We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
New school year, new gear. From uniforms to laptops, a Fidelity personal loan can help you check every item off of your kid's school list. Jump into back to school season with ease. Apply for a Fidelity personal loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Did you know that world-class medicine is just a quick flight away in Tampa? Tampa General is Florida's premier academic health system and one of America's top hospitals. Our global medicine program delivers advanced treatment options, assists with coordinating travel, and provides cultural support from a multilingual team. Discover the power of academic medicine at Tampa General's Global Medicine Program. For more, visit tgh.org/globalmedicine.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. Minister of Economic Affairs Jerome Fitzgerald calling for Caribbean nations to establish a regional digital sovereignty pact and jointly develop cloud and computing infrastructure, warning that the region risks exchanging traditional forms of economic dependency for a new era of digital colonialization. Speaking at the 41st Canto Conference in the Dominican Republic yesterday, Fitzgerald said Caribbean governments must take a coordinated approach to negotiations with global technology companies and data center investors to ensure the region maintains control over its data, infrastructure, and intellectual property. Speaking of digital colonization. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday. Your market move is APD Limited moving 290 shares, closing at $50.50 unchanged. Bank of the Bahamas moving 1,620 shares, up 42 cents to $9.12. Commonwealth Bank moving 9,164, down 1 cent to $4.06. Doctors Hospital moving 200, unchanged at $4.87. Folk Call moving 1,000, unchanged at $7.70. Consolidated Water up 40 cents to $6.45, and Emira Incorporated up 15 cents to $12.56. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 3,226.86, up 0.96. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. Chester Robards, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure.
See you next week.
Next week.
And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight, Strachan, have a great day, everybody. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9.